wildfire does not become deadly only when the flames reach you. Sometimes the smoke, the traffic, or one wrong decision can trap you long before the fire arrives. And the last mistake is the one people make because they think they still have time. Evacuate early. Waiting too long is one of the deadliest mistakes you can make during a wildfire. A road that looks clear now can be covered in smoke, traffic, ash, or falling embers minutes later. The fire does not need to reach your house before escape becomes dangerous. Sometimes the real trap is the delay, because every neighbor who waits too long can turn the same road into a slow-moving line of cars. Wind can shift the fire faster than people expect, and the safe direction you had 10 minutes ago may disappear before you get there. The mistake is thinking you still have time because you do not see flames yet. By the time the sky turns orange and the air starts burning your throat, leaving may already be harder than staying should ever be. If officials tell you to leave, go before the road becomes crowded and before the smoke turns every turn into a guess. Leaving early feels dramatic until you realize it is the only survival move that gives you time before the fire takes it away. Follow evacuation routes. The fastest road is not always the safest road during a wildfire. A shortcut can look empty at first, but it may lead straight toward smoke, blocked trees, emergency crews, or a fire line moving faster than you can see. Evacuation routes exist because someone is tracking the danger from a wider view than you have from your car window. The mistake is trusting your memory more than the warning, because a road you know well can become useless when wind, smoke, and falling embers change the map. A back road with no traffic can feel like the smart choice until the smoke drops visibility and there is no one ahead of you to follow. If officials direct traffic one way, follow it, even if it feels slower than the route you wanted. Getting stuck alone, with fire on one side and smoke covering the other, is worse than waiting in a controlled line of cars. A safe route may feel frustrating, but a bad shortcut can turn your escape into a dead end. Close windows. Closing windows can slow down the smoke, heat, and burning embers trying to enter your home before the flames even arrive. A wildfire does not always destroy a house by touching it directly, because sometimes the first danger is carried through the air in tiny pieces of fire. Those embers can fly ahead of the main flames, land against the house, slip through openings, and find curtains, furniture, paper, dry leaves, or anything else that can ignite. The mistake is leaving windows cracked for fresh air, because during a wildfire, that opening can stop being ventilation and become an entrance. Smoke can push inside first, making the rooms harder to breathe in, and then embers can follow behind it. If you still have time before evacuating, close every window, shut exterior doors, and close interior doors to slow how fast heat and smoke move through the house. If authorities or local fire guidance tell you to close vents, do it, but do not waste dangerous minutes trying to make the house perfect. This is not a reason to stay behind, and it does not make the building safe. It only gives your home a better chance after you are already gone. A window left open can become the small mistake that lets the wildfire enter before the wall of flames ever reaches the street. Stay low. When smoke starts filling a space, standing upright can put your face in the worst air in the room. Heat and smoke rise, and the air higher up can become darker, hotter, and harder to breathe much faster than people expect. The mistake is trying to walk normally through smoke, because every breath can burn your throat, blur your thinking, and make the next step harder. If you are trapped inside or moving through a smoky area, get low and keep your body closer to the ground where the air may be clearer for longer. This does not make the smoke safe, and it does not mean you should crawl around wasting time. It means you lower your body while moving toward the safest exit or protected space you can reach. The frightening part is how quickly smoke changes a room, because one moment you can see the door, and moments later the entire hallway can turn gray. Staying low gives you a few more seconds of vision, air, and control when panic is trying to pull you upright. In a wildfire, the flames are terrifying, but smoke can make you helpless before the fire ever touches you. Cover your nose. Covering your nose and mouth can help reduce how much smoke, ash, and hot air you breathe in while you are trying to escape. The mistake is thinking any breath is fine as long as you are still moving, because smoke can start weakening you before you realize how much of it you have taken in. A cloth, shirt, towel, or mask can create a small barrier, especially if it is the only thing you have in that moment. If it is slightly damp and safe to use, it may feel easier to breathe through, but it still does not turn dangerous smoke into clean air. That is the part people get wrong, because covering your face helps you move, but it does not make staying in the smoke safe. You still need to keep going toward clear air, shelter, or evacuation, not stop and treat the cloth like real protection. Every breath inside heavy smoke can make your chest tighter, your eyes water harder, and your choices slower. If the air burns, if your coughing gets worse, or if you start feeling confused, the smoke is already affecting you. Cover your nose, lower your exposure, and keep moving, because the cloth is only buying time, not saving you by itself. Avoid smoke. Smoke can be more dangerous than the flames because it can reach you first and take away your ability to think clearly. The mistake is treating smoke like a warning sign you can push through, when it can actually become the thing that stops you from escaping. A road, hallway, or backyard covered in thick smoke can hide falling branches, burning debris, cars, fences, and the direction you were trying to follow. Once visibility drops, every choice becomes slower, and every wrong turn can pull you closer to the fire instead of away from it. If smoke is moving into your path, do not assume the flames are still far enough to ignore. Wind can push smoke ahead of the fire, and by the time you smell it strongly, the safest route may already be changing. The smarter move is to move away from heavy smoke whenever you can, follow official directions, and choose the path with the clearest air and visibility. If your eyes are burning, your chest feels tight, or you cannot see where you are going, the smoke is no longer just uncomfortable. It is telling you that the environment is becoming unsafe before the fire even appears. Don't drive through fire. Driving through fire can feel like the only option when the road ahead is blocked by flames, but it can turn your car into a trap in seconds. The mistake is thinking the vehicle protects you because you are surrounded by metal and glass. In reality, extreme heat can crack windows, melt parts of the car, damage tires, and fill the inside with smoke before you make it through. Even if the flames look narrow, you cannot know what is behind them, because the other side may be worse, blocked, or completely covered in smoke. A burning branch can fall in front of you, another car can stop suddenly, or visibility can disappear right when you need to steer. If you drive into fire and the vehicle stalls, you may have no safe way to get out. The smarter move is to stop before the flames, turn around if there is a clear route, or follow emergency instructions instead of gambling with a road you cannot see. A car can help you escape a wildfire, but it is not a shield against the fire itself. Once flames surround the vehicle, the road stops being a way out and becomes part of the danger. Don't go back. Going back is the mistake that feels human, because people remember pets, documents, photos, medicine, and everything they think they can still save. But during a wildfire, the moment you turn around, you may be driving back into smoke, closed roads, falling embers, and a fire line that has already moved closer than it looked before. The house you left 10 minutes ago may not be reachable anymore, even if it still looks close in your mind. The mistake is believing you are only going back for a few seconds, because wildfires can change faster than the plan in your head. A gate can be locked, a road can be blocked, power lines can fall, and the same route you used to escape can disappear behind smoke. Even worse, emergency crews may now have to risk their lives looking for someone who had already made it out. That is why evacuation has to mean leaving and staying out until officials say it is safe to return. The thing you go back for may matter, but it cannot matter more than your life. A wildfire does not care why you turned around, and once you go back into the danger zone, you may not get a second chance to leave. A wildfire is survived by moving before the danger surrounds you, not by waiting until the last second. Evacuate early, follow the routes given by officials, close what you can before leaving, stay low in smoke, cover your nose, avoid heavy smoke, never drive through fire, and do not go back once you are out. If this video helped, leave a like, subscribe, share it with someone who lives near wildfire risk, and comment which mistake you think people are most likely to make under pressure.